Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon's daughter appears to have sent a subtle but pointed message about her place in her father's very large blended family. At the heart of it is 14-year-old Monroe Cannon, the daughter of pop icon Mariah Carey and entertainer Nick Cannon, who recently took to social media and wrote, "Clearing something up, guys. I only have one brother who is at Moroccan Cannon. I do have other half-siblings from my dad, but they are all many, many years younger than me." That simple Instagram story post has set off waves of speculation, commentary, and deeper questions about sibling dynamics, blended families, identity, public perception, and the subtle art of shading. Tonight, we're unpacking everything: the backstory, the context, the message, and the fallout. Let's rewind. Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon married in 2008 after a short period of dating. In 2011, they welcomed twins, daughter Monroe and son Moroccan, born April 30th, 2011. These are the only children they share together. Their marriage eventually ended. They separated in 2014 and finalized divorce in 2016. Over time, Nick Cannon went on to father another 10 children, or more depending on new announcements, with multiple partners. Monroe and Moroccan grew up as the first and eldest of the bunch, and their lives, while relatively private, have still been under the glare of celebrity culture. Fast forward to November of 2025. Monroe, navigating adolescence in a high-profile environment, posts that story clarifying that Moroccan is her only brother, full stop. She acknowledges her other half-siblings, but places them firmly in a different category: many, many years younger than me. That phrasing? It appears deliberate. It signals, yes, they exist, yes, we share a father, but they are younger and, in Monroe's words, they don't share the same sibling dynamic. What does it mean when a teen chooses to publicly define their sibling relationships so precisely? It is rarely about birthday cake or family photos alone. The message is layered. On one level, Monroe may simply be stating a fact. Her twin is her only full sibling, and yes, she has half-siblings, but they're younger. On another level, the statement carries emotional weight. It suggests she sees her relationship with her twin as distinct from the relationships her father has with all his other children. It hints at identity, belonging, and perhaps the isolation that can come when you grow up as the eldest in a household of younger siblings spread across multiple maternal lines. Now let's dig a bit deeper into the details of the family. The twins with Mariah Carey remain the oldest children of Nick Cannon. After his divorce from Carey, Cannon had children with Brittany Bell, sons Golden Sejan, Rise Messiah, and daughter Powerful Queen. With Abby De La Rosa, he shares twin sons Zion Mixolydian and Zillion Air, and daughter Beautiful Zeppelin. With Brie Tishi, he has son Legendary Love. With Lanisha Cole, he has daughter Onyx Ice, and with Alyssa Scott, he had son Zen, who tragically passed away at 5 months old in December 2021, and daughter Halo Marie. So the total number of children is large, the ages vary significantly, and the family tree is sprawling. Monroe's post arrives in the context of this complex, blended family. She is not only the eldest by far, she also grew up in a marriage home with her twin before the split of her parents, whereas many of her half-siblings were born afterwards and with other mothers. The age gap, she is 14 now, means she sees herself in a different generation than most of her half-siblings, some of whom are toddlers or preschool age. Her wording makes that generational gap explicit: many, many years younger than me. Public reaction has been immediate. Fans on social media praised her for being honest, for having her voice, and for showing a mature boundary. Some commentators said she inherited her mother's confidence and flair. That phrase, "only one brother," felt like a grown-up statement from a young girl. Others probed deeper. Was this a deliberate shade toward her half-siblings or a gentle clarification of her own position? Some asked whether the comment reflects the emotional reality of the children involved. Can a 14-year-old truly feel connected to half-siblings who may not even share play dates, milestones, or memories with her? The nuance is real. Half-siblings share a father, but often do not share a home, a mother, or the same upbringing. That can generate feelings of separation, not always consciously, but emotionally. What about the parents?
Mariah Carey has spoken about co-parenting with Nick Cannon in a measured way. In a past interview, she said she feels it is best if I don't talk about him because he can just be in his own world. That statement underscores a desire for boundaries, for space, and for protecting her children's peace within a larger narrative of celebrity. Nick Cannon, on his part, has publicly spoken about fathering many children and how he approaches parenting multiple kids across different mothers. He has said he doesn't love the label co-parenting because it suggests the separation of roles. He prefers simply being a parent. He has also said that he treats each mother individually with respect and compassion and tries not to group them as baby mamas. This context matters because Monroe's comment lands amid all that. So here's what we're looking at. The twin relationship, Monroe and Moroccan, is front and center for Monroe. The rest of the family, younger, different mothers, and a different relationship altogether. Monroe's message may be read as a demarcation. My brother is Moroccan. Everything else is different. It's not necessarily malicious, but it is distinct. And when a teen in the public eye makes such a statement, it invites interpretation. Let's consider possible emotional undertones. Monroe is growing up in the spotlight. She's dealing with a famous father, a famous mother, a large extended family, and teenage identity questions. Who am I in this mix? Her mother is a global legend. Her father is a high-profile star known for his large family. Monroe's statement may reflect a need to define her own identity within that world. When you are one of many, especially when you are the eldest, you may feel alone or separated. Saying only one brother may be Monroe's way of claiming a stable sibling anchor, Moroccan, in the swirl of many half-siblings. It may also simply be an act of clarity for her followers. Yes, we have many siblings in the extended family, but my experience is different. It's also worth pointing out what hasn't happened. There have been no public back-and-forth responses from any of the half-siblings. None of the mothers of Cannon's younger kids have issued statements about Monroe's post, and Nick Cannon himself has not publicly addressed it, at least as of now. That means the post stands alone. It is brief, but potent.
Let's walk through timeline and key moments to help understand the full arc. 2008, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon marry. 2011, April 30th, twins Monroe and Moroccan are born. 2014 to 2016, Carey and Cannon separate and finalize divorce. 2021, December, son Zen with Alyssa Scott dies at 5 months from brain cancer. 2022 to 2025, Nick Cannon fathers additional children across several relationships: Halo Marie with Alyssa Scott, Onyx Ice with Lanisha Cole, Legendary Love with Bree Teesey, Beautiful Zeppelin and twin sons Zion and Zillion with Abby De La Rosa, Golden Sagan, Powerful Queen, and Rise Messiah with Brittany Bell. 2025, November 13-14, Monroe's Instagram story. I only have one brother. I do have other half-siblings from my dad, but they are all many, many years younger than me. Now, let's shift gears for a moment and think about the broader themes this raises: blended family dynamics, sibling identity, the role of age and generation within large families, the weight of public life on kids, and the subtle ways teens signal their emotional worlds. In many blended families, especially those in the public eye, the oldest kids often bear unique emotional loads. They were born into one family unit. Then that unit changes and suddenly siblings, step-siblings, or half-siblings enter the scene. They watch as younger siblings are born, celebrated, and given attention, sometimes in entirely different homes. The sense of we are siblings can feel fractured by age gaps, by different homes, by different mothers, and by public narratives. Monroe's post hints at that fracture, or at least at her recognition of it. From a viewer's perspective, it's fascinating because we often see celebrity families through the lens of glamour and unity. Big family photos, happy holidays, bear hug moments. But the truth is more complex. Each individual in a blended family may have a different experience. A 14-year-old might feel disconnected from toddlers, might question her place, might want to reaffirm her sibling bond with the one she grew up with. Monroe's message is simple on the surface, but carries those emotional reverberations. The phrasing, many, many years younger than me, is particularly loaded. It distances. It places her in a separate space from the younger siblings. Could this be interpreted as shade? Yes, shade meaning a subtle, indirect expression of disdain or distancing. Monroe didn't name names, she didn't issue a confrontation, but in celebrity speak, a clear boundary drawn in a public forum is often interpreted as shade. The media hasn't been shy to call it exactly that, but it's worth asking, is shade the right word, or is it simply a teen clarifying her experience and asserting her identity? The answer might be both. In the world of celebrity gossip, any public statement from a young star is magnified. Monroe may have simply said a truth, one that many viewers find compelling because it underscores what it means to be eldest in a massive family. Let's also consider the parental perspective. Mariah Carey has emphasized in past interviews the importance of fairness in parenting, especially when kids grow up with divorced parents. She said that her children spend time with both parents and have a good time. That statement suggests she is attuned to the challenges her children may face. Nick Cannon has spoken about the complexities of parenting across many relationships. In one interview, he said that he tries to treat the mothers individually with respect and compassion and to make the family network work. Yet none of the parental voices have publicly addressed Monroe's post specifically. That silence is interesting in itself. It leaves the statement open for interpretation. Let's zero in on Monroe for a moment. A 14-year-old growing up in the public eye, the daughter of one of the world's biggest pop stars, and the firstborn of a very large family. She's already shown talent, modeling, appearing on stage with her mother, stepping into the spotlight. Her twin, Mariah, is her constant. They share a unique bond. In fact, Cannon once described Monroe as wise beyond her years, my best therapist, when talking about dealing with the tragic loss of son Zen. When a father publicly says his daughter is his emotional anchor, you know the daughter has presence. That presence, in this moment, shows up as this Instagram story, this boundary setting, this public assertion of identity. She's taking control of her narrative. What lies ahead? Will her half-siblings mature and respond? Will the media push for follow-up? Will the family address this more explicitly? Possibly. The post is short, but the implications are long. It shines a spotlight on Monroe and her emotional world. It might spark conversations about how the younger half-siblings viewed their relationship with their older siblings, how Nick Cannon manages sibling dynamics, how Mariah Carey's children navigate fame and family at once. And for viewers and fans, it invites empathy. Being the eldest in a large, blended family can be both a privilege and a burden. Before we wrap, let's step back and draw out some key takeaways. 1. Monroe's statement is not just about numbers, it's about identity and belonging. She identifies Mariah as her brother in a way that excludes or distinguishes others. 2. Age and generation matter. The many, many years younger remark showcases her awareness of the generational gap between her and her half-siblings. 3. Blended families in the public eye are more complex than they appear. Behind the glamorous photos are real emotions. 4. A teen claiming her voice is noteworthy. Monroe could have stayed silent. She didn't. She put something public. That matters. 5. Silence from the wider family leaves space for speculation. Without a direct response, viewers fill in the gaps. Now, imagine the B-roll you could run while this narrator is speaking. Old photos of Mariah and Nick with their twins, the twins growing up, family gatherings, Instagram posts of Monroe, younger kids of Nick Cannon, fans reacting on social media, graphics showing the family tree, the Instagram story text on screen. All of that adds visual richness and supports the narrative. In conclusion, Monroe's little Instagram story has opened a window into a layered story. Family, fame, identity, age, blended siblinghood, and self-definition. It reminds us that public figures are still people, still children navigating their world. Monroe's message may seem small, but it carries weight. The weight of a teen saying, "This is my space, this is my sibling, this is me." And in the celebrity world, moments like these often resonate far beyond the screen. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.